Rent is rising in the district and at historic rates. That includes spikes for rent-stabilized units, which are intended to keep housing costs low. But some tenants are calling on city government for some help and relief. Our Marielle Carbone is live in Glover Park for us tonight. And Marielle, there are more than 70,000 rent-controlled units in D.C. That's a lot of people who could see their rents jump by nearly 9% this year.
Yeah, they all could. You know that nearly 9% is the new rent cap increase for rent-stabilized units. Those are those units that were built before 1975. Now, it is a much higher jump than in years past, and a jump that some residents worry will force them out of their apartments, even out of D.C. altogether.
People are shocked.
Damiana Dendy says she's lived in 3 rent-controlled units since moving to D.C., but she's never seen a rent hike like what's to come on May 1st.
I am definitely considering looking at other places. I don't know how long I can stay here if my rent goes up that much.
Earlier this year, the D.C. Rental Housing Commission announced an 8.9% rent increase cap for all rent-controlled units in 2023, meaning as of May 1st, landlords with rent-stabilized units can raise the rent by that much for a tenant's next lease term. The number is based on inflation, or the Consumer Price Index, which is 6.9% for 2023, plus an additional 2%.
The rent is allowed to increase faster than inflation.
So if you pay $2,000 a month for rent in a rent-controlled unit, your landlord can increase your rent by $178 a month on your next lease this year. Dendy worries this will lead to displacement, not only for her, but for others.
Yeah, I'm definitely nervous about that. I mean, since the pandemic, we've been struggling.
Councilmember Robert White says this is the highest rent increase in 40 years. He's proposing emergency legislation to knock off the added 2%.
That would still result in a 6.9% increase.
Dendy says White's legislation is a start, but D.C. Jobs with Justice, where she serves as a housing organizer, would like to see the cap set at 5%. The group will hold a rally on the issue Saturday night.
We wanted to stay in D.C. We don't want to be pushed out.
And I did reach out to the D.C. Landlord Association about this. Nobody was available to speak on camera in an interview today, but they do tell me that a unilateral change to the current cap for rent-controlled units will cause a financial burden for landlords who are also still struggling from the pandemic. Reporting live in Northwest D.C. tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, D.C. News Now.